What's going on, people? So, it's quarterly pickup video time, right? Because it is, it's actually July 4th right now, right? So, quarter just started, which means the last one just ended. That's kind of how that works, right? And I was really just waiting on that last box to come in because these are in order, minus the slides, are in order of how I bought them, right? So we're going to start with the first purchase, kind of, sort of. This was actually the first purchase. This was actually number 2. And work all the way down to whatever number of shoes that is over there, right? It's kind of how I do these things. Now, I do like to start these videos with the shoes that I bought that are for other people and therefore like are not here. But surprisingly, all the shoes that I bought for other people, which there weren't a lot of them, this last quarter, are all still here. So that makes that part a little bit easier now, doesn't it? So that means we can just go ahead and jump on into it. So, leading off, right, even though this wasn't purchase number 1, that's where we're starting. The New Balance Fresh Foam 3 Martian Slide, right? I do recall these being in the last quarterly pickup video. Maybe some of you saw that, right? But you remember there was a whole sizing thing, right? So, long story short, Dad has a pair now. I have this pair, and they're working out just great for both of us. So, there's that. As far as availability, I still have only seen that one color, so that review was mostly unnecessary and I don't even see those, haven't seen those anywhere except in clothing, so I don't even know if those are really even being sold. Now, we can get on into the rest of the things. So let's go ahead and knock this thing on out here. This is going to be, yes, the Veneer Dunk, straight from, as I learned the other day when I was doing a live, Foot Patrol, right? So the Donatellos, as I like to call them, because that makes more sense. Picked these up, right, for some number of pounds. I think it was around 140. Again, I don't know the conversion. I didn't look into it, but I feel like it's probably not super great, right? But whatever. These ended up working out pretty all right. I wasn't super thrilled at first about the whole like not being leather thing or whatever, because then you can wear them in more situations. But I also can't complain for how they did come out, because that look, the suede look, works very well on those. So it's one of those things where you might have wanted something else, but like what you get ends up actually being the better option. So yeah, honestly, like the first thought when I saw like all this stuff still on here was like, did I not do this video? No, I definitely did. It's just that these aren't mine, so that's why that stuff's still on here. The Pollen 1s, straight from StockX, as you can tell, based off of this thing here. So this is Mom's pair. I will give them to her at some point. I don't know when, but I saw them. I figured let me take advantage of the prices while they're low, because I liked my pair, and her pair ended up being basically the same quality and all that stuff, just smaller. So maybe for her birthday or something. I mean, because we're going to Comic-Con this month, but I already got her shoes for that. Well, they haven't shipped yet, but I got her shoes for that, because you want comfort. You don't want Jordan 1s. So that will probably be a birthday thing, right? Unless I just give them to her early or something for no real reason. But I'll figure it out later. This right here is one of the Puma releases. Oh god, this is one of those things where like they individually wrap the shoes. Not a fan of that, not even a little bit. So set that there. I'll come back to this later. So this right here is going to be the Glacial Gray pair, right? Which looks white. I thought it was white, honestly, but it's not. It's Glacial Gray. So from the PlayStation release, got that stuff going on right down on there. Again, everything here has been reviewed for the most part, and some extra laces in case you don't want those. You got some navy blue ones. I just recorded those Yeezy videos like moments ago, right? And the last Dunk release over there, yeah, that'll have to be later, because probably tomorrow. Tomorrow sounds right. And you're probably going to see this, you're likely to see this video before those reviews. I'm not sure how I'm going to upload these, but So this pair also came with an extra pair of laces. The other PlayStation pair, as you can possibly tell. So this one, so that means you probably know what we're going to be getting into as far as looks and such. There's that and that, like that. There we go. Alright, let's get this guy out of here. And so there you go. This is the black pair, right? No fancy colors, it's just black. So there you go. Same thing as you saw before, just slightly different. Let's turn that thing around. So there's that. They did have the outsole, the bottom down there, just a little bit different as far as colors go. But they do also come with some extra laces. So you got that. And there we go. That's the Puma release for the PlayStation thing. I got both of them because when I saw that they were only $100, I figured, well, I'm just going to do both of these. Because why not, right? Moving along, the Saucony Pro Grid Omni 9. These, I saw these in some ad, and like, well, it wasn't an ad, it was an email that from Lapstone and Hammer, I think it was. No, hey, you should buy these shoes. And I was like, man, you're right. So then I did, not from them, you know, nothing against them, but Saucony had a sale, right? Discount codes are, I'm a big fan, right? So I bought them from there, saved some amount of money, 20% I think it was, whatever it was. And I like these a fair amount. I really do. I mean, they're not like, oh my God, you got to run out and get these right now, comfortable or whatever. But they're pretty nice. They are pretty nice. I was thinking they might be comparable to the Gel NYC. The Gel NYC is certainly better. But they both have a really nice look, and you can't really go wrong with either one of them. So I'd say, like, color-wise is probably like the thing to decide on right there. Though if you just want the most comfortable one, it's going to be the Asics, right? But that's just my opinion, right? I don't know if that means anything to anybody out there, but I say it because these are my videos and that's the place for them, right? So, moving along, this right here is the Dazed and Confused Puma Suede, right? Those other PlayStation ones were Puma Suede as well, just a little less flash and pizzazz. But the one thing that somebody was telling me about in the comments on, I guess, this video, was somewhere, I think it's like these side patches here, you can peel those off and you'll see more of this material under it, something like that. But yeah, it's nice. Like, they got a nice bottom on there, right? Which I think is part of the reason these felt a little bit more comfortable than your average Puma. So there's some cool things going on here, right? It seemed like something that would be nice to have, and now I have them. So I'll break them out at some point, but again, they were like $100, I believe, was the price on those. Come in a nice fancy box and everything. I've never seen the movie. Might never see the movie because I tend to not take a lot of time to watch old movies. But I've heard good things. So take that and run with it, people. But feel free to let me know what your experience was if you ever saw Dazed and Confused. This is going to be the Space Jam lows, right? Which I like more than the highs, personally. But if you've been around here paying attention to the things that I like, you know me, I like low top shoes for one, because they just are more like running shoes, and that's what I'm so used to, that when I wear high shoes, it just feels awkward. So this, given that it was like the same as those over there, just lower, yeah, fantastic. And it's easier to get into the box. I mean, there is a slightly different shade of like the blue or Concord or whatever you want to call it between this one and that one. One of them is more accurate based on something that happened years ago. I'm no like historian of sorts when it comes to this shoe thing. I don't care, honestly. Like, I like stuff that looks kind of cool, but the whole history thing, it's just lost on me. I wasn't paying attention back then. I don't pay any attention now. I just like what I like. So it makes the videos a little easier, though, sometimes, because I don't have to get caught up in like, man, why did Nike do this? Because when I was in 9th grade, like, when they released these and blah, 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 it's like, you don't get any of that here. This right here is the Taxi Flip 12, which I like a lot more than I expected to. The pictures were fine, right? They definitely like represented exactly what you get in hand. But I just didn't think much of it. Then when I got them in hand and was looking at them, I'm like, you know what? This works. This like little bits of red here and there, like, yeah, I like this a lot. Like so much more than I expected to. It's one of my favorite 12s in a long, long time, right? And I buy a lot of 12s, you know, so I've seen a good number of them. And I'm not trying to oversell them or anything like that. Just, you know, I don't care how you feel, right? If you don't like them, cool. Like, lock that in, run with it. I'm just saying that, for me, I was kind of surprised, right? To, like them as much as I did. So, now we have this right here. this is the Young Bucks pumps, right? So there's that. You got some extra laces in here, right? Maybe you remember seeing that. You'll often see Nick Jackson wearing this color in his when he wears them. So there's that. Dynamite was actually just on TV last night. Hangman Page came back finally, so that was cool. So you got this going on, right? It's a really cool look. It is. I mean, I don't really know anything about the pumps and whatnot from years ago. I just remember them being popular and stuff. This right here was my first ever pair of pumps, right? So it took forever, but I finally got one. So yay me. And it's one that I actually have some kind of interest in because, again, I'm a wrestling fan, right? I don't know if I've ever mentioned that or whatever, but I am. So there's that. Moving on. Okay, this is going to be one of the messy Sambas. Which one? The black one. Black with pink, right? Which means the other one will be pink with black. So there's that. These right here, like I said before, these are not for me. These are for my brother. I did do the full-on review. I don't think he'll mind. I'm very sure he won't mind. If I told him he doesn't know that I do this kind of stuff, because really nobody does. I don't talk about it. But I'm sure he would have been fine with it. But either way, pretty cool. I do like these a lot, right? So I'm very sure they're still around, right? Oh, I got this pair from Champs. And I think you can still go to Champs and buy them. So there is that, right? The Samba, they call that, in case you missed it. And then over here is that other pair I was talking about, which is the same pair. These are not in the box correctly. Or, well, they are, but forget, these things are just weird. But either way, so this right here, it's the pink with black pair, right? So you got that happening, going on. It's pretty cool. I do like these a fair amount. I expected to like this pair more because it just really grabbed my attention. But then the black pair, I saw those and like, you know what? This actually does work pretty well, right? So I'm not going to complain about either one of them. I would be happy with either one of them. Obviously, like, I'm not much for making decisions and choices and whatever. If I can get both, I'm getting both. It's just the way I roll, you know? So what is this? This should be the Penny 2. Yep. The Penny 2, and I want to say they called this, it was like Atlantic Blue, something like that. But yeah, I remember these from 9th grade and thinking, wow, that's something. I wonder what that is. And then just moving on, because again, I didn't care back then. I just would see stuff, oh, that's kind of cool, and move on. But now, here we are, many, many moons later, however long ago 96 was, that many years later. And now I have my own pair, and I will say this. I actually like these a lot more than I expected to, because I've bought a number of basketball shoes over the years. Not many, right? As far as different models go, I probably only have like, well, if you exclude Jordans, because I have like 9 different Jordan models, whatever. But as far as other basketball shoes, I probably only have like 4. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. But like, they always feel a little weird, you know? And those, I put those on, I'm like, this actually feels like something I wouldn't mind wearing. You know, it was surprising, you know? It just blew my mind. This right here, no surprises here for the most part. It's just standard Foamposite, right? Almost. But then, when you look at these laces over here, you see that, and that's not great. I don't like these compared to the other ones. It doesn't take away from the shoe, honestly. It's just a visual that I'm not as into. Then you have this matte finish on the side going on here. So, it's, again, also doesn't take away from the shoe or anything. It's just weird because I'm used to like glossy stuff, like the habaneros and things like that, the royal ones. And all those other ones have a different sort of deal. I guess this might be more in line with maybe those Dr. Doom ones that I don't really bring out a whole lot. I think those had a matte finish, right? Maybe. I don't know. In my mind, that's how they look. Oh, last stack, people. Let's see. 380. Okay, what do we have in here? Oh, right, yeah, these are looking really familiar because I just did reviews on all of them like 20 minutes ago. The Highlight Yeezy 380, right? thanks to the Adidas restocks, and these apparently, like, they knew these just weren't going to sell, so they put these as half price. And now here we are talking about them. Kind of, sort of. I talked about them more in depth earlier. That video will be out at some point. But yeah, I like these so much more than I expected to. They looked fine in the pictures and everything, you know, it just didn't seem like anything I would be like, oh wow, this is great. But then I was looking at them and taking all the pictures today. Oh yeah, big fan. Definitely a big fan of those, right? I would have paid full price for these, you know. Kind of wish I had paid half price for those blue oats, because those, it's not great. Though they did go really well with that New Japan shirt I had on in the video, because every now and then I'll see like the thumbnail pop up, because like, you know, someone will comment on it or whatever, something like that. So, moving along, this is the Yeezy 500 in ash gray. So this was almost my first 500 pickup, but then I ended up getting that stone top colorway instead, which I think overall was the right move. Just kind of wish I had done some research on the sizing, but I don't watch like shoe reviews, right? I just buy stuff, which is weird, right? Like, all the information is out there, but I'll just take my chances. So either way, here's this right here, right? It's looking pretty decent. Got some nice materials on there, so I like that part of it. Color-wise, though, it does leave a lot to be desired, right? But I knew that going into it. Again, I just wanted to see, like, are these going to fit better? And they did. So, apparently the 500 just seems to have just a smaller fit than a lot of other things. And since it's not like Primate, you can't depend on it to stretch out, right? So you just gotta go with it if you get the wrong size. This right here, what is this? This is the Yeezy 700 in the Inflame Amber colorway. Yeah, so I wasn't reading that. I was just like looking at it, trying to recall. So, you know. Came from StockX also, which means that they are for sure fake, because that's the thing, right? But moving on past that, I remember seeing these a while ago, liked them, immediately forgot about them once the video was over, right? Because it was an ACS sneakers. I do watch reviews of that my friends make. Like, at this point, like, those numbers are dropping, so there's only like 3 people I still know that actually make reviews. A lot of them still have channels, just like not so active. So I do watch the videos of that friends make, so that's how I saw these, right? But yeah, I forgot about it once the video was over, and then I saw those Yeezy restocks, and I was like, hey, that's that one that I wanted, right? And now here we are. Now I have it. 3 years later, something like that. I don't know. It feels like it was like a long time that I saw that video. Maybe it wasn't that long. Any guesses what's in here? I mean, I already said it before, but whatever. This also came from StockX. I've been buying a lot of StockX things lately. This is, what is this, 3 things in this video? I've probably bought 3 things from them last year. And yeah, so that's weird. But again, if stuff is under retail, you know, that I kind of want, that's when I take advantage. And these I'd kind of given up on. This is the Michelangelo dunk, right? When I didn't get these the first time, I was like, well, guess I'm just not going to have those. But then I got the Donatello pair, which actually was the first shoe that I talked about. So, what do you know? Kind of weird there. But yeah, so I got that one, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go see what the prices are like on this, because Nike had done some quick restock of like certain sizes, and I missed out on it. But then I saw on StockX that they weren't going for a lot, so I put in a bid for $115, I think it was, and here we are. I want to say the bid for those those 700s was $230, and the bid for the Jordan 1s I think was $95 or $100. I can't remember exactly, but you know, just some random information for you. But yeah, these right here, very cool. Just did the unboxing on these a couple days ago here, right on this YouTube channel. It went fine. It went fine. So there we go. There's that. That's all the stuff I bought this quarter. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am going to do something live later. Something about some Yeezy legit checking thing, whatever. That's the plan right now, right? I'm going to get in there and just kind of talk about how I don't care about it. You know, it's one of those things, you know, just got to keep the content rolling once in a while so this thing stays somewhat relevant. Now that I've been doing this again for long enough, like, you know, in the last like 5 months or so, now this channel is starting to like become relevant again and people are actually like watching stuff. So now I'm like, okay, I guess now I gotta stay active, right? Yeah. So it's, I don't know how I feel about that. I do kind of like doing nothing too. So later, people.